Good evening. This is Stedman Fry along with my co-host Amanda Goodman-Berry and Flex McGee with Delta Workers Unite, the Working Class Podcast, your newest resource for news, updates, and information on the state of the union drive and how you can get involved. We'll bring you interviews and stories from workers just like you and us who want to share happenings as they see them. We'll also be debunking the falsehoods and misconceptions about the union and giving you the tools to do the same. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you will know when we post or go live. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, everybody.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Sorry for the delay. As you know, we're working people, and this is Worker Run podcast. We're all trying to push for a better future for us all. And so we have some hiccups, but, you know, our first time out, this should be the last time we have these problems. So I'm Stedman Fry, the host. Okay. I'm Stedman Fry, your host, joined with me by Amanda Goodman-Berry and Flex McGee, and I'll pass it over to Amanda to tell about herself and then Flex.
All right. Thanks for that introduction. I'm Amanda Goodman-Berry. I'm a Minneapolis rep. I've been with Delta Northwest 26 years, and we're here to try to bring each other together and unionize Delta Airlines.
Yo, you know what it is? It's your boy Flex McGee, ATL baby. I'm Minneapolis. I'm Northwest. Buffalo, Newark, Memphis. I don't want to miss nobody. So I've been all over the system, man, 24 years, man. And we are out here to actually let people know what is going on with our union drive. And I'm excited to be here today, man. Thank y'all for letting me be a part of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My brother Fry, my sister, my big sister, Amanda Goodman-Berry. And yeah, man, I'm just excited about this, man. Let's go.
Let's go. You know, that's my saying. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
And as I stated, I'm the host, Stedman Fry, 18 years, Northwest Delta Airlines, Detroit, Atlanta, and DCA. And so let's get into it. This is our first podcast, but the drive has been ongoing. This is just another dimension we'd like to be able to bring to the movement. Hopefully it will allow us to connect in a better way, in a different way for all of the employees out there, maybe to help motivate them or give them a different point of contact. One of the first things we wanted to hit off on today was about the state of the union drive from a political point of view. So we just had an election, and it was fairly contentious, to say the least. As you watch the news and social media, you've seen a lot of friendships, relationships, even families have fractured over the outcome and how people have decided to vote. And what we wanted to say here, what we wanted to share is that this union drive is, though it is political, we are not concerned with how you voted. We want to let you know that our only concern is that you support a union at Delta Airlines and that you are interested in working to make the working conditions for all of us better. And so no matter who you voted for, whether that was right or left, blue or red, it is no concern so long as you're willing to give your effort to the Delta Union Drive. If my panel mates want to say anything,
I just would just piggyback off of what you just. No, thank you. Sorry for stepping over you on that. I just wanted to add to that, and I know it's a lot of misconception around the vote, but I just want people to know that we are one. When it comes to this union drive, we are one. We're trying to unionize Delta Airline, and that is what we're here as a union to do. We want to connect our people together. And like Stedman just said, we don't care about whether you voted blue, whether you voted red. We care about the union vote. The union vote is what we're in need of. And we just, because there's a lot of misconception about that. And we just want to make it very clear. This is not why we're here. We're here to unionize. We're here to work with our brothers and our sisters to get Delta Airlines unionized system-wide. So it doesn't matter how you vote, but we would love to see your vote for the union drive. And I'll pass it off to Flex.
Yeah, and to just kind of end this off, I just want to say I understand like politics are very passionate for everybody. And I respect that. No, regardless of if you were red, blue, green, like independent or whatever you did, or you even decided not to vote. Because I know a lot of people who feel like this, that's not even, it doesn't work for them. And I can respect everybody's opinions. What we're trying to do is create a place where people can come and their opinion at work should matter, and how your work environment is, and how your work conditions, pardon me, and like the things that matter as far as your work life are, regardless of how you voted in political races. We just wanted to make a place where we could all come together and speak about the things that we're going through respectfully. And I think that was our biggest thing, is creating a place where people can actually come together. This usually, there are a lot of things out here that can divide us, right? We all understand that. But this drive isn't about division. It's about inclusion. It's about including people's opinions. It's about, everything, even including the people that don't necessarily think that unionizing is the way. Like, I would love to hear from the people who don't think that unionizing is a way, but do respect the problems that we have. I would love to hear your opinions. And this is one of the platforms that we've created to bring those issues to light and be able to have that conversation, man. I just wanted to give a shout out. I see some people watching. I seen Tiffany, Dan, Kip. I see some people watching, and thank you for tuning in. But yeah, that's what this is about. This is about inclusion, bringing people together for unity and respect, because that's what this union drive is about, man. Let's go out here and get what's ours.
That's right.
And I'll say, this kind of reminds me of a famous Frederick Douglass quote: "I would unite with anybody to do right, and with nobody to do wrong." So I think that is the overall theme of this drive. If you are interested in working to help us form a union, we want to talk with you. If you have some, as Flex said, if you have some qualms about it, if you have some reservations, we would still like to talk to you to understand why, and try to understand how we could help to better change your mind about it all. We appreciate you. And I also want to say, because I'm kind of doing the producer thing, there are times when I'll be looking around. I have to go through tabs and look at comments and all this. So sometimes my attention will be diverted from the screen, but don't let that think anybody that I'm not paying attention. I am paying attention. I am just doing a couple things at one time. So looks like for our next order of business, this is just our first show, so we don't have a lot on the plate, but we would like to show how you can get involved. So I'm going to pull up a screen share I have on the Delta Workers Unite website. I have the link in the description for that. And we'll navigate around just so you can see how to get involved, where you can find us, how you can get in contact with us, different ways that you can get information if you want to pass out to your work group or your coworkers, or even for yourself to kind of help to empower you when you have some issues at work and you may feel a little underpowered. This can help you to take some action on your part. So the website is deltaworkersunite.org, and the link will be in the description. And so here's the home page. So we've got 40,000 workers across 47 stations, and with 2 unions and 1 shared cause. This shows the More Perfect Union video that was done. Brother Flex was in there. Brother Dan was in there. I'm not sure everybody else who was in there, but you can check them out. It goes into detail about why we need a union and what the company does not want you to know about the work we do as the world's largest airline, or the country's largest airline. some of the recent media, and we have some Roland Martin show interviews and meetings that the union has done just recently. I think some of these were maybe about in the summer. One was a couple weeks ago. So explanation of our fight, and you can see a diagram of the profit and wages. So as the profit has increased, we see a decrease in wages, which is, for many of us on the ground, we can feel that. We can feel a lack of pay relative to the amount of work we do, relative to the amount of effort we put in at work. So, you feel more tired, you feel more stressed out, and you feel like your compensation is not enough. And I'll leave it if anybody wants to comment.
Yeah, I'll jump in just for a second and say, hey, people, this is a great resource for everybody to come through and check and stay involved with what's going on. To everybody that's chiming in the comments, man, first of all, thank you for checking us. Please share with your friends, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to have so much good information and so much just positive energy and everything that's going to come through, not just this channel, but through our website. So make sure that you lock in, stay tuned. Dave Lehigh, I see you. I want to shout you out. I seen you in there too, man. You does so much great work with us in media. And I want to say thank you. But yeah, to everybody out there, just make sure that we getting this out to our coworkers. A lot of times people don't know what it is that they can do to help. People say, well, Flex, I signed my card. Yeah, you did. And I appreciate you signing your card. And I would appreciate it if you would get a couple of your coworkers to sign a card. But one thing that I know you can do in the shadows is like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Share it to the people that you don't even think are going to watch it. And that's real big, just making sure that our message gets out across to everybody. And anybody that's a part of our movement, AFA flight attendants, I know you guys are going to start seeing this as well. And I can't wait to do something with you guys as well. But just make sure that we're involving and including everybody. Excuse me. That's all I had to say. Amanda, it's on you.
All right. I just wanted to touch base on the flight attendant since you brought it up. It is important for people to know that the flight attendant is right around the corner from filing, and that could be us too. So one of the biggest messages that we want to put out there today is that talk to your coworker, talk to the person next to you, tell somebody, just keep the conversation going, because we can get to this vote. We could be right behind the flight attendants. I mean, we're halfway there. And I think it's important to let people know that the more get involved, the sooner we can get to a vote. So we just want to petition and ask everyone to just get on board. It's not just a Flex, Amanda, a Dan, a Stedman. It's a we thing up in here, and we need to get involved. We want everybody to come on board. If we could get every Delta worker, the more the better. So we just want to get to where the flight attendants are, and we're not far behind that. So let me make that very clear. We were right there back in July when we did that Roland Martin show in between July and September. We was on the border of fouling. So we want to make sure we can get right back there again, and we can do that, but we need your help to do that. So I just want to add some fire to some fuel to the fire. Let's get involved, come and help, put your name in. Let's make it happen, because Delta people are amazing. The workers are amazing in what we do. So I'll throw it back to you, Stedman. Then let's get moving.
Yeah, and I think it is important to piggyback off what you two said. It's important to get mobilized. I know one of the things we talk about a lot is just how for people, they say, what is the union doing? What is the union doing? And we have to understand that the union is a body of people, and we are those people. So just like, the Working Class podcast, we are the working class, right? We are those people. We have to empower ourselves to do the work that we want to see. And so, is it signing a card? Yes. But is it also getting your coworkers to sign a card? Is it also talking to your coworkers about the need for union representation, right? We have to be able to step out of our comfort zone to fight for something that we want. That's the thing we have to understand. We have to be willing to step out of our comfort zone to fight for what we want, because we deserve it for the work that we do. It's not a handout. We're not looking for charity. We're looking for just, fair compensation for what we do every day, making our company the best company for what we do in the world. And that isn't too much to ask. Okay, so just to navigate the website, I'm going to the Take Action section. Here it says we need at least 50% of all Delta workers to sign a union card in order to file for an election. It's your federally protected right to unionize. Your signed card will never be seen by anyone at Delta Airlines. It has a link for you to request an A card. Postage is prepaid. You simply fill it out and drop it in a mailbox. Or you can print an A card. It says signing a card is not a yes or no vote for the union. It is simply stating that you believe we deserve to have a vote and decide for ourselves if representation is for us. You can print an A card. Postage is still prepaid, and you simply fill it out and drop it in a mailbox. On the right of that, it says many ways to get involved. Our path to victory becomes shorter and faster every time a worker gets involved. That can range from simply signing an authorization card to joining the inside committee and collecting cards. When it comes to anytime you want to interject or jump in, feel free. Just let me know. You don't have to, we are having a conversation. So I don't want it to feel like it's a panel or a Zoom, webinar. This is a conversation. So I want it to be free and free flowing. So if anybody wants to interject.
I did want to say one thing, Stedman, I really want to stress this to all of Delta workers. There's a lot of misinformed information about the A cards. No one knows if you sign an A card. We don't know if you sign an A card. We don't have privilege to that. So you cannot be fired for signing an A card. Everyone has a right to sign that card. It has 1 year. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 years. It's 1 year and it expires. And I just want to touch real quick because we are on a time crunch for time, but we do not get that privilege to know if you sign your card or not. And if you do sign a card, the company has no knowledge of you signing a card. You will not be fired because they can't know. And if the company know that, someone would have to tell that themselves. So we just want to stress that you can sign your card. You don't have to have that kind of fear. You have the right, not that you have fear, but it can be frightening to know if the company knows something. But we want to guarantee you the company has no knowledge of who signs a card and who does not sign a card. So we really just want you to get involved. Come and help and see how we do it, how we work this thing. And like I said, I won't stress this more enough. We need all the help that we can get. This is, like you said, this is a fight. I don't know anyone who go to a boxing match and there's one person in the ring. It takes 2 people to come in the ring for there to be a valid fight. So get in the ring and come and fight with us.
Well said.
If I may, I just want to come in and make sure people kind of understand the process and where we are in the process. Currently, we are collecting A cards, signatures, which pretty much the way the process works. We fall under the National Mediation Board. So I just want to be very clear under why this takes so long and what the process is. So the National Mediation Board is a federally governed I want to say society, but it's not a society. That just kind of popped into my head. But that's the part of the government that it governs our elections as far as unions for railroad and airlines. And we fall under the Railroad Labor Act, which is an act, which is another reason why we are everybody's union or nobody's union. So we have a 1-year process to collect cards. We have to figure out how to get 50% plus 1 of all of our co-workers to sign our cards at the same time. The reason why there was so much hype and anticipation is because we kind of did that in about 1.5 years, 2 years. So if everybody who would have signed a card, who would have re-signed, if you would have re-signed your expired card, because if I sign on July 30th, my date starts on July 30th. If you sign on January 10th, your date starts on January 10th. We are there. We actually collected enough cards for an election. That's why everything was, when we said we were going to file in October, like we were on pace for that. But people think, oh, I already signed my card. Or you get nervous because somebody's around that you don't know if they're going to tell on you. But your card is the card we were coming after. The people who had signed cards previously, but their card might have fell off. So that's why we always say, hey, if you haven't signed a card this year, your card is possibly invalid and to just sign another one. So if you believe in this process, we need you to understand how it really works. And that's why you signed so many cards. I get it. You on your 2000th card that you signed for the union. But We haven't had everybody sign during the same time. And it's not our fault. It's just the rules that we've fallen under. So it's important that we understand like the rules. You know what I'm saying? And for people who don't understand the rules, please ask somebody. Try to figure out why it is that your card is expired. Or, you know, if you get an organizer come up to you and tell you that, hey, man, you haven't signed a card with us this year, or, you know, or they're knocking on your door. That's why they're knocking on your door. They're not knocking on your door because you signed before. They're knocking on your door because you signed before. And you were pretty much what's holding us from an election. And you've said in the past you wanted an election. And it's important to understand that. I hate when we have to send people to your door, but I definitely understand why it happens, you know, because I know what you're going to do. You might yell at the person at your door, but you're going to come telling me about why people was at your door. And we're going to have a conversation about it. And you're going to say, oh, I didn't realize my card had expired. And I get it. And I understand that you don't want anybody at your house, but it's just really a part of the process. So I just want to make sure that we understand when we come out of this, we want people to understand that the process is we all have to have our car signed within a 12-month period. And everybody's 12-month period starts from the date they sign the card. It's not it's all 2024 or it's all 2025. It's when you signed your card within that 12-month process of us pushing. So yes, we did have enough cards to file for an election recently. If everybody who had signed a card would have just re-signed when they knocked on your door, or we sent you the text message, or we did any of this stuff, that's what's holding us back right now. And I just want to make sure that we're clear on, we are there. We are right there on the doorsteps, knocking at the door, ready to go. But the people that signed cards in the past, whose cards have fallen off, man, I need you to sign another card, you know, if you're still with us. And if you're not still with us, I need you to tell us why. But that's all I got, man, because, you know, I can get on that soapbox and talk for an hour by myself, and I don't want to do that today. But that's all I got, Pride.
Right. And, yeah, it's important to understand that. A lot of people think it's, you know, as Sister Amanda said, it's a one-way fight, or, you know, the union is just sitting on their hands and we haven't filed because somebody on the union end is dropping the ball. But we need to understand that this is not something that the company is just going to allow you to do. So we have to be diligent. You kind of have to, you know, when you feel down, when you feel a little stressed out, when you feel like you're not going to be able to handle it, or you feel like I don't feel like doing it, or this is hopeless, you need to just maybe take a time out, take some deep breaths, pull up your pants, tighten your belt, and get back in the fight, right? Because if this is worth it to you, if you really believe that this is worth it to you, right? And it wasn't just a slogan or just some fun that you thought you were going to have because it was going to be easy. This is what it is. Everybody is sacrificing. We're all sacrificing. Here we are, the three of us who have no professional experience, coming together to try to bring information as best we can to the masses of us working people in a way that is relatable, right? Having to figure out technological difference issues, right? With our technology, our computers, our phones, or whatever, because this is something we're passionate about. We believe in this. We believe in this drive. We believe in all of us people, right? And so we need to all push each other. And we hope this continues to motivate us all to put in effort and work. So I will, I think this is, so again, for supporters, I'll keep going down this list just to get more information. Here's a social media post. You can copy and paste the post to X or Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. You can find on the site. For supporters, you can request a supporter kit with yard signs or stickers. If you email deltaworkersunited@gmail.com. And you can also spread the word, print out flyers for support. You can pass these out. And then there's a demands page, which will allow you to, I did not go over the story, but, you know, I want some of you to, you know, be interested enough to go to the website and look at some of this yourself. But here's our demands. I won't go into this in detail unless some of my panel mates want us to. Again, you can go and look at this yourselves. I want you all to be able to navigate the website on your own, but this is just some good information that you can see for yourselves here on the website. It breaks down in this corner here the different categories comparing the industry to us and how things could be better. And here you have the links for Facebook, Instagram, and X or Twitter, and then Blue Notes. And I was going to go to Blue Notes to read an article for those listeners or viewers who may not read Blue Notes, who may have heard about it but don't know how to locate it. This is an invaluable resource in the union fight because it informs you about the nature of the fight and gives you information about where things are going and how you can better activate. So unless anybody has any more on the section we're on, I'll go to the Blue Notes and just read that first headline article.
Hey, before you jump into that, I just want to make sure that people know, like, all of this is information that you can check out at any given time. And Blue Notes, as we're getting ready to get into, Blue Notes comes out every Friday when we do this stuff. And everything, anything that we know, you can actually know as well. You can actually become just as much as involved as I am, or as involved as you want to be. You know, you don't have to be Fry, Flex, and Amanda. You don't have to be to that level, or you can be way beyond us. You know what I'm saying? But you getting involved is vital to everything that we have going.
We definitely. Oh, Amanda.
Mandalay, you got something?
Yeah, I did want to say something because we can touch on Blue Notes, but I do want to talk to the people just a little bit more because we are right at that 30 minutes wrap up, and we don't want to make this too lengthy, but we do want to reinforce what we're here for, why we're here, and what we're looking for from our coworkers. And I just want our coworkers to know this is workers driven. This is not driven by anyone. This is me, you, the person work next to you, the person that worked next to you. This is all Delta workers working towards to get us unionized. So I wanted to just really touch base on that and really give people a real good idea. Yeah, absolutely. Blue Notes. Blue Notes. We're going to talk about Blue Notes. We're going to show you how to find Blue Notes. Blue Notes is a great way to understand what we're doing, what the company is doing. But we also want to shed some light on Delta is a good airline, but Delta can be a better airline. We want to talk about those things before we wrap up, because we don't want to just get here and just talk about what Delta isn't. Delta has great values, but Delta just got to learn to live behind those values when it comes to their workers. So I just want to jump in and just throw some things about how we're doing this here. Believe me, this is this worker to worker that is on the ground, that is working every day, every night, sometime through the nights, on Zooms all day long. I mean, you got people and workers that are working on the numbers, that are crunching these things. So we just want to really push this about how the workers are driving this union drive. And when we come to an election, you can be proud of yourself because the workers will have done that with the support of the IM. But the workers is doing the work behind this here. The workers are on this podcast. The workers are who you're talking to every day. So when we say we need your help, we need your help. We want your help. We want this to be about us. You know, Flex, you can probably talk a little bit more about that as well. But definitely, before we go into the Blue Note, I just wanted the workers to know that we thank you and we appreciate you every time you sign that card. And if you think you didn't sign a card, re-sign it again. If you think it's expired, ask one of us. Go to your local people that are working with you, your peers. There's someone in almost any break room. If you don't, seek us out. You want to find me in Minneapolis? Pour me. Come and see us. So we just want to stress that so you know who you're looking for. It's important to know who is fighting for what. So you don't have to be afraid. This is why we're coming out nationally. This is why we're coming out in these interviews, so that you get to see our faces and you know who you can come to and who you can trust to sign that card. So I just wanted to stress that to the workers and feel free to talk to us. So if Flex you have, or Stedman, you have anything you want to say on that before you talk about the Blue Notes, I just wanted to put that in there.
if we can, why don't, because the Blue Notes thing was kind of is a great thing, but why don't we table Blue Notes until our next go around and just
Yes.
like kind of
Sounds
wrap
good.
up on what it is we want to do if everybody's cool with that. But to kind of
Absolutely.
add on to what my sister was saying, like listen, don't let any person tell you that the union is holding us back from doing anything, because what they're really telling you is the people who are involved every day made a decision that they don't agree with. So I know in Atlanta has a rumor going around as the union didn't pull the trigger. But like the real fact of the matter is yes, we do have enough cars to file, but everybody's car ain't valid because we didn't get the re-signs that we was working towards. Like that's a fact. And we're right there. And maybe I'm giving out too much information, but I don't care no more. Like it's time for people to understand like the reason we not filing is because of us. It's not an IM problem. It's not a this ain't the right union problem. It's a us problem. We have to really understand what it takes to actually make this. This is historic. And the reason why I be so excited to be a part of it is because this ain't just an airline thing or just a US thing. This is something that the world is looking at. And we standing behind like, obstacles and stuff that's not even really real. We telling ourselves that we can't, this person should have did this or it's us. If you want to know when I come to people, and you know this in Atlanta, when I come to people, I tell people, when people say, what's going on with the union? I came to ask you what's going on with the union, because that's what's going on. If you ain't doing nothing, then the union ain't doing nothing, because you know what I'm doing every day. But if you're not doing anything, if you haven't done anything, then the union hasn't done anything, because we are the union. There is no big body behind us that's pulling the strings saying what we can and can't do. This is a us thing. It's our movement, and our movement should be just as big as Amazon or Starbucks or anybody else. Shout out to my people over at ALU too. You know what I mean? And Tristan, happy belated born day to my brother over there. Tristan and Chris Smalls, I see y'all working over there. But yo, for real, we have to make our movement just as important to the people of America as they have. And it's up to us to make sure that that happens. Like y'all know I can get in here, I can really go to preach mode, but it's not a bad thing that we haven't. It's just understanding what we have to do next. If you guys want to take this thing to the next level, like let's show the world that Delta workers are really the best, man. We don't have to just be the world's best employees on the side of buses. We can actually prove that, and now is the time. Mandolin, you got it.
Yeah, just one last thing, Flex. You nailed it. I mean, that is much to come behind that and say, but I would really, really like to say that, we really thank all the Delta workers who have signed a card and who continue to sign those cards. We want to sincerely thank you for that, because we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for you signing those cards. But I also want to thank the Delta workers like ourselves who is doing the work to get these cards signed, because sometimes it is tired. We're tired. We get unmotivated. We have to pep talk. We're human just like anyone else, but we're fighting. And I just want to stress that this is a chance of a lifetime is to unionize Delta Airlines. And you can get in here and help us do it. You can help us get there, and we can win this here. Without a shadow of a doubt, I believe in the workers, and I believe in the people that work for Delta Airlines. So let's get in here and let's win this union. Let's bring it. I'm going to say it to the end. Delta will never beat us. We will beat ourselves if we don't sign those cards, if we don't voice our opinions. I hear your opinions every day. So take those opinions and sign that card so that we can better fight for you. Get union representation. Let's even the playing grounds. Let's sit at the table and let us all eat, okay? So that's all I wanted to say. So Stedman, you can take us out of here.
Okay, and I want to piggyback on that, because I think, it really was, you guys made some great points. But I want to say, sign your cards and get active. Talk to your friend at work, right? Don't just stay self-contained. You got somebody at work you can talk to. You got somebody at work you talk to and work with every day. Ask them to sign a card, or ask them to take a stack of cards, right? All you got to do is pass that chain along, and we'll have a vote, right? You just got to want to do it. That's all it is. It's not some, as Flex said, it's not some man behind the scenes pulling strings. It's not some grand plan somewhere else. It's all of us taking the time to put our money, our time, and I say money theoretically, but our money, our time, our effort, and our energy where our mouth is, where our desire is. What do we really want out of all of this? So, yeah, if you all want me to close out, I will. I'll say I want to shout out to some of the smaller stations downline who are, struggling to get cards signed. We know there are some difficulty in certain places, and we know there are some people who are trying their hardest to make moves and get action. We appreciate you, and hopefully we can get a couple of you on to do some interviews to kind of give you some more visibility. So that maybe you can get some help. Maybe some people can see you, and they can come and find you, and they can feel some of your strength emanating from you, putting yourself out there. So, in closing, I will say thank you for tuning in with us. If you have questions that were not answered, or maybe a specific topic you'd like to have addressed, leave us a comment, and we will get back to you. Also, all available links to information and materials are posted in the description. Remember, this podcast and this movement is powered by working people just like you in solidarity. Peace.
Peace.
I love it, y'all.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Next week, baby.
See you next Monday.
Next Monday. We'll see you next week.
Monday, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
Repost.
Repost.